But yeah, so
Can you keep that in the cut? What about my...
hi everybody. Welcome back to my channel, and more importantly, welcome to the first episode in what is hopefully going to be a series where I introduce you all to some of my friends from Glendon. That way, I'll have friends from Glendon, you'll have friends from Glendon, and we'll all be friends from Glendon. So, without further ado, let's head on over to Kiel Campus to meet up with my friend Natasha. Hello everybody, today we are on the Kiel Campus with my friend Natasha. Natasha, who are you?
Hey, well that's a loaded question, but so, as you were just told, my name is Natasha. I'm a fourth year Glendon student, majoring in French studies, minor in Hispanic studies, and I'm also in the BEd concurrent education program. I'm a top scholar, an eAmbassador with Megan, and I'm also a commuter, so I've never lived on campus.
I love that. There's so many aspects. Natasha is a very complex person. So you mentioned being an eAmbassador. I know I've talked about that before, obviously, but can you give us a little explanation on what is an eAmbassador? What's kind of like our role?
Yeah, so pretty much we look to create content to post, to share with future students, so people who are looking for where they would like to go to school, just to kind of give you an idea of what our daily lives are like. So what is it like to be a student at Glendon? What do we love about Glendon? Why did we choose Glendon? You know, there are so many aspects of choosing a school and then obviously living that out as a student. So we kind of share our daily lives.
Yeah. I love that. Have you had fun so far?
Lots of fun. I'm not a very creative person, to be honest with you, so like sometimes it's a struggle.
Fair.
But it's a good struggle. It gets you thinking, and then I get to work with amazing people. So that's pretty awesome. It is lots of fun.
Good. I love it. I know on top of that, also as an eAmbassador, you're also a student ambassador. So like me, Natasha is part of the Glendon Student Virtual Network, and I know that is also something that I've talked about a bit here before, but can you tell me a little bit about, you know, what the Student Virtual Network is and kind of what your role is there?
Yeah, for sure. So it's an awesome free initiative for future students who are looking kind of to get kind of a one-on-one meeting with us. So if you have any specific questions and you've looked online and you're like, I mean, it's helpful, but I want more of that personal experience, that's great. Then you can book a free meeting, a Zoom one-on-one with one of us, and you can choose the person that best fits your future program and kind of get an idea from them. And if you're not sure, you can book a meeting with several different people so you can get some different perspectives. So I think it's a great program. I don't think it was actually in place when I first started, and I'm so jealous because it's so neat. I would have loved to have spoken to a current student.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I actually had an experience recently. I've been a student virtual network ambassador for about 2 years now. I had an experience where I met one of the students that I had talked with, a prospective student on campus, and it was their first year. They were joining organizations, they were having a good time, and it's, you know, very fun.
I had a similar experience actually. I ran into someone, I was like, you look so familiar, and they were like, yes, I had a meeting with you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember. So it was kind of neat to see them on campus. And
absolutely, and it provides you with like a specific perspective. Like what I like to say is you get information that you can't read off of a website.
Yeah.
Type thing.
And like I already made that connection, you know what I mean? Like I knew this person, well, knew, but you know what I mean? Like I had that connection instant.
Exactly.
Always make friends like that too.
Yeah, absolutely. So like you already coming into Glendon, just after one meeting, you already have at least one friend. Then when you get here, we're such a tight knit campus, the friends will just keep multiplying. It'll be fantastic.
Yes, lots of new friendships for sure.
Absolutely. So I know you said on top of being a campus ambassador, you're also, you know, a current student and a top scholar and a commuter and all of these different things. So kind of very, very broadly, how has your experience been as a Glendon student?
Well, honestly, it's opened so many doors. So with the French, I have actually been supply teaching, and I haven't even graduated yet. So that's pretty awesome. So because Glendon offers that French, and I'm in the Con Ed program, I was able to apply as an uncertified supply teacher. So that was already an experience there. As I said, I'm also in Hispanic Studies, and because of that, I got to go to Costa Rica for a course abroad. So I don't know where else that's offered, but we literally have a campus in Costa Rica. Like I was at not Glendon, but York's campus in Costa Rica,
Which not many schools can make that claim.
and it was
Saying.
awesome. So like that's an experience I've been granted because I chose Glendon. So really, really think that's great. Again, walking through the halls, even since first year, you walk down and it's like you hear so many different languages. It is so cool. It is such a multicultural, multilingual environment, and you meet so many amazing people.
Yeah, and it's really cool, and I find especially about that, the multicultural and multilingual aspect, I find that no matter what program you're in, like I'm in psychology and gender studies, you're in continuing education, no matter what program you're in, because there are so many students who come from so many different backgrounds, you get different perspectives that you wouldn't normally get. And because the class sizes are fairly small compared to other universities, there's a chance for you to have that discussion and to learn about those different perspectives, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, and like you said, because it's that smaller class environment, even compared to Kiel, you get more of that one-on-one with different classmates and your professors. You get to hear all these different perspectives, and we all come from different areas. Like I said, I'm a commuter. I don't live here in Toronto, and there's so many people who are commuters from other regions. So lots of different perspectives for sure.
That's awesome. And that's, once again, an experience you can really only get at Glendon. So I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I have just one last question for you. Super important question though. Do you have any advice that you would give to future students or students who are thinking to apply to Glendon, or advice that you would have wanted to hear when you were first applying?
Does it have to be one thing?
No.
Okay.
As many as you want.
Okay, perfect. So firstly, I would say our open house is coming up November 5th. That's a Saturday, I believe.
Yes.
So I would say come to Glendon, see the campus. It is so beautiful, and like we said, like it's that smaller, tight-knit community. It's still a fairly large space, but you get to kind of see what we're talking about first of all, and then as well, I think so. One, come to campus. That's so important. Two, book the meeting with a GESBN member. Look for your subject or a few different subjects if you're undecided, for sure, and meet us. Get our opinions and ask those specific questions that you can't necessarily find online. Like I think that's so important to actually look in depth and not just be like, you know what, well, I heard the French program's great, let me just go there. Well, ask about the French program. We have those resources available. And then as well, I had a great other point that's just not coming to me at the moment, so we'll come back to that. But if you're considering commuting as well, I would say look into your commuting options, like what is available. You could definitely live on residence. We have beautiful residents. Well, I haven't lived there, I've looked in them. And then just consider your options, because for me, I'm commuting from the Durham region, so there's no direct bus to Glendon. So I had to determine, am I going to go to Kiel, or am I going to drive? Because I could take the shuttle from Kiel to Glendon, the free shuttle for students. So you just have to look into those different things. Like consider all your options and how you're going to get there, what's going to make your experience great. Look into these things.
Absolutely. That's very fantastic advice.
And don't forget about our courses abroad. Where do you want to travel?
Exactly. And I think it's even something that I've looked into because I've considered doing it. York actually has so many campuses at different places and so many affiliations with different schools. You can basically go anywhere to going abroad with York and have it count towards your degree, which is super awesome.
And the other thing is you can choose, do you want to go abroad for a whole semester? Do you want to go abroad for a specific course that's 13, 15 days? You don't have to go for that super long period, and if you don't want that super short one, you have those options. It's not, you could go away for the whole year if you wanted to, but you just have to look into what's best for you.
Yeah, it's like, it's super flexible,
100%.
which is awesome. Amazing, I love that. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us and sharing your very unique Glendon perspective. If you guys love Natasha, which you should, you can follow her on TikTok and Instagram. She creates content there. Also on the Glendon Liaison page. I will link that in the description. Yeah, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's been a beautiful day and a great time for a talk.
Nice. Well, bye everybody. See you next time.
Bye.